I need to clear my. Yeah, hello. Today we are going to discuss about few more things. I'm starting the server which I launched yesterday. So we will see how we can connect to this server. Okay. First of all, in order to connect from Putty, actually yesterday I was on Linux machine and I could able to log in using SSH command. Today I'm in what do we say, a Windows machine. So from Windows, in order to connect to any Linux machine, you need to use Putty application. Okay, and for Putty, you need PPK file. Putty looks like this. Okay, I have at another place. So, normally here I don't want Putty on this machine, but that is why I'm going inside this. So you can have this Putty on desktop or anywhere. It looks like this. Okay. So whenever you want to connect this, you have to give public IP, or if you are connected to VPN, you can mention your private IP. Okay. So I am giving this. Oh, I'm unable to paste. Just a minute. Copy. Paste. You can download Putty for free. Okay. And this protocol, if you see 23 is the port of telnet. If you select SSH, because you are going to connect using SSH, okay, then you have to mention your key. See here you have the option SSH. Under SSH, if you select auth, you can have the option. Okay, let me copy my key file. Just a minute. It is another system. Yesterday I showed you. Just a moment. Because key file cannot be downloaded once we have done that. So I just need to download it again. I mean, so here I have to give my PPK file here. So whenever you download the key, it will be in PEM format. PEM format. So you need to download this. For now, I am closing this Putty. First, we will convert that PEM to PPK, and then we will come to Putty. Okay. So my computers. How do you, here there is another application called Putty Keygen. You see here, Putty Keygen. This is used to create key. I mean generate a key. Okay, if I run this, these are simple AXs. You don't need to install anything. Putty or Putty Keygen. You just need to keep that installer on your machine, and you just simply run that install. So if you have worked with creating users and allowing connection using SSH, you will be able to understand this, and we will have another session on this in our Linux session. So for now, what I'm saying is just how to create um, ppk file, which is a private file using um, putty keygen. Okay, so now I open my putty key generator. I want to load my PEM file. Okay, forget about generation for now. So there are two options. You can generate or load. I already have PEM file, then I load it. If I don't have any PEM file and I want to generate from scratch, I can go for generate option. I'll tell you in the session which we have in Linux. So for now, remember that you have to load. Okay, it's in my pen drive. So this is my pen drive and my, oh no, I have to select all so that this is a file which I created, my web. Um, yeah, myweb.pem was a file which I created yesterday. So I am loading that. Successfully imported foreign key. Okay, ff open ssh private key. To use this key with putty, you need to use the private key command to save into the putty own format. Okay, so this is save private key format. So here I have two things. Okay, one is save public key, save private key. Public key is what we keep in the server, and private key is what we use in putty to connect that. So after connecting to the server, it will check the public key inside the server and it allows the connection. Okay, and this is the key phrase. This is just like a password. So after the connection, before the connection, you have to enter password in order to communicate. Okay, so for now I am not giving any password and saving my private key. Okay, so I'm saving in my pen drive itself. So the name would be myweb.ppk. So I am saving with the same name, but in ppk format so that I can recognize it easily. Okay, that is done. And save public key. Public key looks like this. Dot my web. See, actually, that name would be till keys, but for recognition, I added this dot. No dot. It's underscore my web. So whenever I put in the server, then I'll rename it to authorized keys. Okay. So now I saved it. Now I'll close this and we'll check. I'll show you the keys how they look like. So these are the keys, and I have one more file. This. So this is your PEM file. From this PEM file, we created this key. Okay, and authorized keys file will look like this. We will keep this file inside server under user profile. Okay, I'll show you after connecting. And for now, remember that in order to connect using putty, you need to have ppk format. Okay, so now I'll go to putty. I paste the IP and I select SSH. and I choose authorized keys file from my pen drive. Uh, Actually, my putty is not working properly here. Let me check other option. I have problem with putty. Can anyone download putty and share your screen for now immediately? Because I have some problem with this putty. I forgot to check that. Can anyone download immediately on your Windows so I can share your screen? Please ping me once you download it. Or I'll check other option. I have WinSCP, which is a FTP client. I have putty. Okay, Manin. Let me try once again using a different thing. So this is also works like putty, and this default username for Ubuntu is Ubuntu, and advanced, and where is my file? Login. Yes. Yeah. Oh, I have the same problem because this application is also uses. Okay, Manin, can you ping me your email address so that I can email? Manin, can you ping me your email address so that I can email the PPK file? Then, okay. In the meantime, I'll launch one Windows machine so that it will take time. Okay. We will also check how to connect to Windows machines. So, in order to launch instance, so you need to select one image. So for Windows, I'm selecting this. Yeah, Windows 2006. Let me select this. Okay, this is the instance type. I'm selecting instance type T2 micro, and I want to launch one machine in the VPC default and subnet to A, and I'm keeping this enabled by default. It enables it. Okay, and I don't have any directory services now. Okay, I'm selecting S3 role, and my stop behavior is shutdown behavior is stop, and I'm selecting um, protect against accidental termination. I don't use any user data here for now, and I add it. 8 GB is enough for me for storage, and for tags I name it like this. Name, as I told you yesterday, naming should be a convention. Okay, like that. For example, I give POC when um, app-a, for example. So next, security groups. Here you have one security group web which will connect using 22, and the web application will be using 80. But here this is Windows. Windows by default uses RDP. It works on 3389. In order to connect to that, that one is okay. WinSG, Windows Security Group, to connect to Windows machines. Okay, this is the only one I'm giving now. If you want to add more rules to security group, if you are running any web servers or any other ports you are um, wanting to allow, you can add those. But for now, for connection purpose, that one is enough. I'm launching this. Manin, can you check you get my PPK file? So now I'm using the same key. If I want any other key, I can use it, but I'm using the same key. Okay, now I launch the instance. Okay, it takes time. Let me share Manin's screen, and then we will check how we can log in. Manin, I'm sharing your screen. Okay, I, everybody can see Manin's screen, right? Manin, now open your putty. I'm pinging you the IP address of the machine, so use it there. This is the IP. Okay, it is already selected. SSH already selected. Okay, under SSH in the left side, yeah, click on authorized and browse, browse the PPK file. Yeah, open, open. Yes. First time locally it saves your key. Yeah, hit Ubuntu, Ubuntu, enter. So it is connected. Okay, so what you need is, you need username and IP. Beyond that, you need to have PPK file. Okay, you need to download Putty Keygen, and you have to install. You don't need to install it. Run the Putty Keygen and load your PEM file which you download from AWS, and save authorized and sorry private and public keys. Is that clear? Okay. Now, Manin, uh, can you type ls-a space -a, ls space -a. Okay. cd.ssh space.ssh, cd space .ssh, enter. ls, So you see here, right? Authorized keys. Can you type cat space authorized keys space authorized underscore keys underscore keys. Enter. Okay. You see this key, right? The same key which we generated as a public key, and PPK is private key. See the difference. Public key will be saved. Public key will be placed under user profile. Can you type PWD? Enter. Yeah. Under user profile saves under home directory, and user is Ubuntu. Under user profile we have .ssh file. Inside that we have authorized keys. Okay. From the putty keygen, whatever you download the public key, you have to place the public key inside this location, and you have to use private key, which is ppk file uh, from putty, so that this is a key pair. Your ppk will check if there is same key pair inside .ssh folder, I mean authorized keys file, and this key matches, it will connect, otherwise it will not. Normally what happens is, whenever you are working with Linux environment on-premise system, you have to install SSH and generate key normally. Instead of loading that, um, you have to generate, and you have to place this public key inside user profile and use with ppk. But for now it is coming from image, right? That is why they have, AWS guys have already put that SSH public key inside user profile, and they are giving PEM so that we can generate ppk file. Is that clear? Okay, fine. Then I'm sharing my screen. Now my Windows machine is ready. So now you know how to connect using putty from Windows. If you are using Linux, you can use simple ssh-i command and give the PEM file path and username @IP address. Simple as that. Okay. Now we will check how to connect to Windows machine. So this is my Windows machine. Okay. I have everything here. I have allowed RDP port. So now what I have to do is, you need to have a client, remote desktop connection. You have this client. So in here I'm copying public IP of the Windows machine. Remember that in your organization in real time you don't use public IPs for any machine. You use only private IPs, which is here. But in order to make connection possible, you need to have VPN setup inside your VPC. Okay. So here I don't have username and password yet. How do I know username and password? Again you have to go here. What is this? My username is this. You can use DNS name or IP address, no problem. So I'm using my username, which is administrator. So here. So I need to check password. How can I check password here? So get password. In order to get password, you need to have PEM file. So you need to select PEM file from here. So my PEM is what is that name? My. Oh, sorry, I'm checking in documents. Sorry. So here, my web PEM. See, PPK is only used when you are using with putty or any other SSH clients like WinSCP. But for Windows you only use PEM file, nothing else. Okay, so I selected PEM file. So my PEM file loaded here, and when I decrypt password, it gives me password. This is my simple password. Okay, so now what I'll do is I'll hit connect. So in interviews, people will ask you, okay, what, oh, sorry. So let me use my DNS name. I'm not sure, last time also I was not able to connect using my IP. Maybe some resolution problem. Okay. In real time, people ask what remote client do you use? Normally, when you are working with Windows, okay, so you use various clients. Let me ping you. One is remote desktop connection, which is for Windows, okay, and PuTTY for Linux, WinSCP for Linux. If you want, you can try. All these applications are for free, and Ramina desktop connection. It supports Linux and Windows. It's Linux application. Whenever you want to connect from Linux machines to Windows, right? You can use this. If you have, when you have Linux desktop version, okay, and you can use remote ng for Linux and Windows. Okay, these are the application you can try in order to connect that. Now we will check why it is not connecting. Administrator spelling is correct, everything is correct. Why is not connecting? Or you can simply download a remote desktop connection file. Okay. So this file directly opens with all the credentials. If you think you are entering any spelling mistakes or anything, you can simply download that file. That's it. Okay. Let us check. So the problem might be with this image or something else. Let me debug a little bit. Started properly, Windows is ready to use. Maybe sometimes we get problems with Windows images as well. So let me choose another image which I know it will work. It's, yeah. Let me quickly launch this machine again. Yeah, this is the actual size Windows should take, at least 30. So guys, whenever you are working with these things, right, please make sure that you use proper, what I say, a proper naming convention from this when you, even when you do it for practice purpose, because it will help you um, do good practices while you are working on real time. Okay, let us wait for a minute, and let me check why it is not connecting. Administrator, maybe have to give like this. So have you guys launched after yesterday's session? Have you guys launched any AWS machine and got any issues connecting that to that machine? Yeah, let us wait for one more minute. It normally takes some time, so let us wait. Otherwise, let me change security group a little bit so that we will check whether someone is blocking this. So I go to the here and I'll just allow all traffic and check whether some security group is blocking that. All traffic means all the ports 0 to 65535. This is the maximum number you can give it to port. So I'm accessing all ports from anywhere, which is very vulnerable. Please don't use this in your real-time environment. Okay, it allows all the access. So now I'll try again. No audio. Are you not able to hear me? So the problem is something else. Okay, we'll check. Um, so now let us go to instances and check whether, yeah, now my server B is ready. So let me check for this. So I download the same file. See, downloading this file doesn't mean that it gives all the information inside instead of directly typing your DNS name, administrator, everything. You just have to type your password. That's it. Yeah. Now it should come like this, but there is something problem with that image. Okay. So what key is this? Okay, let me take it. So sometimes images will not also work. Actually, that is a new image, Windows 2016 image. I have tried it for first time to now. Okay, now it got connected. So first time it takes normally little longer time because it has to create user profile, desktop, everything. So this is how you connect. So this is my Windows machine. See, on the desktop you will see all the details by default. What is the host name? Okay, hostname is different from what you give in tag. You need to change hostname each time you launch a machine, or you can run a scripts to change hostname. Tags are just names to display on the AWS console itself, but it's not for hostname. So it took hostname as this, and this is the instance ID, public IP address, private IP address, availability zone, T2 micro, and this is the architecture of the processor. So you can see here, this is Windows Server 2008 R2 Data Center Edition. Okay, and 64-bit operating system, 1 GB of RAM. You can check everything. Okay, so this is how you connect to a Windows machine using RDP. Okay, so let me summarize what we have done so far. Okay, and let me tell you one more thing, how to delete this. So if I go and terminate this, it will not allow. What it is saying, are you sure you want to terminate the instance? These instances have terminated protection and will not be terminated. Use the change termination protection option from the instances screen actions menu to allow termination of these instances. You remember in the first step, in the configuration step, you select protect termination against, let me show you. Here, this is the option you selected. Protect against accidental termination. Okay. You enabled it, enable termination protection. That means you need to disable and then you can only terminate. So what it is saying, it is denying you. See, for example, here I want to reboot. Instead of that, I just hit terminate. Then it should not terminate, right? So that is why we select that option. For that purpose, what we have to do is we have to go to actions, instance settings. Under instance settings, you have change termination protection. First of all, whenever you work with this, you have to first disable this termination protection for this particular instance and then you can go for termination. Remember that termination is complete removal of that instance from your console. You cannot get that instance anymore and all the disks will also be deleted. If you see here, you have 3 volumes. Under volumes, you see these are 3 volumes. So what you have is three hard disks has been created whenever you launch 3 instance. So all these things will also be deleted when you terminate the instance. Okay, it is shutting down first and then it will delete. Okay, so let me summarize what we have discussed so far in this session. Is in order to connect a Linux machine from Windows server, I mean Windows machine. Okay, you need to just select and hit connect so that it will give you uh, sorry, that is for SSH from Linux. Okay, whenever you have to do that, you have to open PuTTY keygen and load your PEM file which you download while creating. That is a key pair. You load that and save private key, which gives with extension as .ppk. Using ppk file, you connect from PuTTY, giving IP address of the public IP of the server and SSH port number. Okay, and you select your ppk file and you will connect. Okay, that is for Linux machines. For Windows machines, you use RDP and you go to connect. You go to connect here and you get the password by hitting this and you can decrypt it and you use this username and password and connect using RDP client. So those are clients, remote desktop clients and SSH clients. PuTTY is SSH client which is used to connect to Linux machine through SSH port, and RDP is remote desktop client for Windows machines. Okay, you can change this password. I'm already connected to my machine. If you want to put this machine in your domain, you can put it and use your domain network usernames and passwords, or you can simply um, change your administrator password so that it will not work here. If you forget that, you cannot retrieve. Remember that. Okay, and one more thing is, after changing that, if you create one image from that instance and again you retrieve that, you launch a new machine from that image, this password will not work, but you have to use the changed password. Okay, tomorrow we are going to discuss about how to create Amazon machine images and how to launch your a new machine from that image, and how to take volume backups, snapshots, and creating new volumes and attaching volumes to the servers. Okay, so tomorrow we don't have session as tomorrow is Sunday, and we will meet on Monday again. Okay, please do practice and let me know if you have any doubts. Okay, fine. Do you have any doubts till now? How to connect, etc.? No, right? Okay, fine then. Thanks for your time. Bye. Happy weekend.